Let's see what's new from me. Make sure to mute the laptop. There we are. Hello, everyone. I know there's probably not like anyone here watching the stream just yet, but if anyone is actually watching, feel free to say hello in the chat. If there's anyone there, feel free to say hello. So I'm going to wait a little bit, see if anyone actually shows up. You know, if anyone happens to see that I'm streaming and happens to, actually decide to participate. Like I said, if you're there, speak up. Gotta adjust my webcam a little bit so I can open up a tab over here. There we are. Bring up YouTube so I can see if anyone is actually watching. Click on that. Go ahead and pop out the chat like that. Do 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 ba da ba ba bum. Okay. So, like I said before, nothing too major is going on here. Just thought I'd show off some stuff that I got. Wound up making a Facebook Marketplace deal for some goodies to go for, the backdrop and other such things. And thanks to this little Facebook deal, I was able to get my hands on a couple of things that I've been looking for years, but for just whatever reason, I could never find these things at like my local Goodwills or thrift stores. Like, to kind of lead into this, I've been looking for certain McDonald's Happy Meal buckets from the 80s and 90s. And y'all might remember some of these from being like in the background or the backdrop of several of my videos. Sorry about that. But y'all remember these things, the McDonald's Halloween buckets, the pumpkin buckets. I've been trying like crazy for the last few years around Halloween time, going into thrift stores and looking for a specific one of these buckets, because they had several different versions of these. There was the original release, which was just 3 different buckets: McBoo, McPumpkin, and McGoblin. And those buckets got released several times over the years. And one of those buckets actually wound up getting continuously released for at least another couple of years, and that would be, I believe, the McPumpkin pail. And this is the one that's easiest to find, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done the research. But what I'm getting at is this McPumpkin dork, or McBoo pail, is the only one of these buckets that I could find for the longest time. And then at a random collectibles store, I managed to get my hands on this weird one. He's just like, he's basically the same as the rest of them, but as you can see, he's got more of a neon orange going on for him. But before that, the only one I ever found was this guy right here, this exact McPumpkin pail, which I picked up from a random thrift store that opened up in my town. Unfortunately, he's kind of sun bleached. It's probably going to be hard to tell with my lighting right now. And you can tell where they had the price tag on him in the window. Because if you look really closely right there, you'll see an odd colored orange circle. That's where they just stuck a tag for like $1 or 20. No, he was 25 cents. He originally had his handle with him, but unfortunately, the little connector bit over here snapped off in that one spot. This is what it's supposed to look like. But part of it busted off. I still got the handle, but I lost that little piece of plastic after trying to super glue it back on, and it just fell off again. But anyway, these are not the the big to-do, the big bombastic thing that I'm here to talk about today. Even though I did eventually find a second one of these pails, so I don't just have like a bunch of McPumpkins. I now have a McPumpkin and a McBoo. No, 2 McPumpkins, a McBoo, and whoever this one is, because they didn't put a name on the back like they did with all the other ones. But again, these guys are not the focal point of this video. These are just an introduction, a lead-in, a way to get myself talking about the pumpkin pail or the Halloween pail that I want to talk about. Now, some of you might already know which pumpkin. Looking at these, I can only think of pumpkin pails right now. Some of y'all, if there's anyone actually there, may know exactly what pail that I've been looking for. And by the grace of all that is good in the world, of all the niceness in the universe, a person on Facebook Marketplace had some of these, and they had them for a reasonable price. Because with this particular pail, for whatever reason, especially if you look on eBay, there are people who think this thing is worth far more than it actually is. And sorry if you see me like looking over here weirdly. I've got the chat window popped up over on, well, stage left for y'all, right on this side of the screen over here, or over there. So I'm looking to make sure that I'm still in frame. Actually, before I continue, okay, apparently no one else is watching yet. But anyway, so well, actually, since no one else is watching, should I continue with this? Or should I just pause and, wait for people to show up? I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to plow right through with this. I'm going to keep right on rolling. And I'm going to show y'all what I got. So as I was stating before, with the pumpkin pails, gotta be careful. This old thin plastic can be fairly brittle, and I do not want to go breaking these things. But as y'all know, as I was stating before, originally when McDonald's came out with these pails, they had 3 different pumpkins. They had the McPumpkin pail, this friendly face here on the bottom. This guy. And they had his 2 brothers. Whoop, almost lost the pails off of my leg there. Then they had his 2 brothers, McBoo. And if you're wondering how I know the names, I just alluded to that before. They were actually printed on the buckets themselves. So, like I was just saying, they had McPumpkin, McBoo, and there was a 3rd one called McGoblin. Now, McGoblin is one that I was not able to find for the longest time. Not that I was actively searching for him, at least for a long while. But then eventually I was like, so there were 3 of these pails, because I found a piece of advertising from back in the day online somewhere that showed all 3 of them lined up. I was like, that'd be pretty cool to have all 3 of those. And another thing to bring up for this particular stream was the fact that when I was a kid, my brother, well, no, let me try again. When I was a kid, my family had a bunch of these buckets. Like, I would say, if stacked from the floor over here, they would be about like up to here. This is about like, I want to say 3 or 4 feet tall, about 3 feet right there. A bunch of them. And they were all the different ones. I think we had several full sets of McBoo, McPumpkin, and McGoblin. We had the McWitch. I think her name was McWitch. Otherwise, that's just what I'm going to call her. We had a couple of different versions of her. We had the McGhost, which, if I'm not mistaken, was just the McBoo pail, only in white plastic. I forget if it was glow in the dark or not, but it was still pretty cool. But anyway, we had a bunch of them. And just over time, we lost them somehow. I believe it was specifically one move that we lost a bunch of our cool stuff, because we moved from a fairly sizable house that we were renting into another smaller house in one of the uh, in the southern portion of Ohio, my home state. And for those of you who didn't know, yes, I am from Ohio. Hello. Anyway, what was I getting at? But anyway, we had a whole bunch of those buckets, ranging from when they first came out in the 80s all the way through to the early 90s when they started coming out with the ones with like cookie cutter lids and stuff. And because of that one move, we had a bunch of stuff in a storage unit. And apparently, just whichever one of my parents was supposed to be looking after the storage unit, or whatever family member, just gave up on it, stopped paying on it, or whatever, and the stuff got sold or thrown away. I don't know what happened. I was just a little kid. And it was just like all this cool stuff was suddenly gone from my life. And it messed with me for a long time, which might be part of the reason, at least starting out living down there in that portion of Ohio, that just I spiraled into a very, very dark place. And it wasn't just because of material goods and stuff like that. There were other things, other contributing factors that were not good. Now, before I continue, let's go ahead and look and see. Is anyone else watching? Oh, okay. Hello, I've got 2 other people viewing the stream. Let's see. Hey, okay. Hi, Zero Fox 09. Sorry for not saying anything to you before. It's just, I had the chat window pulled down so I could actually see myself on the screen. Let me see if I can resize that. Just squish that over a bit, like so. You're from Michigan. Good to know. All right, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying about these pails and the story I was starting to weave. Lost a lot of good stuff during that move. I actually had this is completely unrelated to the topic of today's video, but I had a huge teddy bear. It was like, I'm going to say the thing was like 2 or 3 feet tall, and it had on, if I remember, I cannot talk right now. If I'm remembering correctly, it had like neon yellow overalls, a pink baseball cap that was sewed onto its head. It was one of those really cheap like carnival prizes that's got like a big block of styrofoam in the middle of it. I loved that thing. It was like my favorite toy for the longest time. And it got put into that storage unit along with all the other stuff that we lost. And that hit me hard. Losing that teddy bear was like losing a good friend. And I think that's part of the reason why I developed this. I don't want to call it hoarding, because we'll call a spade a spade. My hoarding habit. The reason why I started collecting it. You remember a purple pail? Yeah, in the 90s, they did have a purple witch that had like the cookie cutter lid that I was talking about, but we'll get to that in a minute. Pardon the nose scratching. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, losing that and all that other stuff really affected me. I got really, like I was saying initially, in a bad place. And just talking about it, it's been over probably about 20 years now since I lost that stupid teddy bear, but I still get emotional thinking about that. Anyway, we're not here to get emotional about old teddy bears and stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Zero Fox 09. I do, in fact, consider myself a collector, but just, there's a thin line between collector and hoarder. anyways, and I will admit there have been several times where I've like stepped over that line a little bit and had to like, be pulled back and do certain things like selling off bits of my collection and stuff, bringing things back into focus, which is the reason why I still have still have all these Ninja Turtles and stuff, but I don't have all of the 300 plus 400-ish video games that I had because I had a stupid huge collection of video games. But yeah, anyway, getting on to the topic for today. So, as I was saying before, earlier today, I met up with a person on through Facebook Marketplace. We went to an open location, the parking lot at a Walmart, and we made our transaction. And I got a bunch of stuff for a great price. So the majority of this stuff is kind of superfluous. I had her throw this stuff in because it helped make the deal that much better. But the main reason why I got in contact with this person is two specific buckets from that collection of McDonald's Halloween pails that we had when I was little. Now, sorry, just gotta grab a thing real quick. No. I said no, and it went yes. I'm back here, you goofy piece of plastic. Okay. So the things that I got, some of the things that I got, I found the third of the trifecta of McDonald's pumpkin pails. So now, and I can show you that it's got the original lid with it. It's got the original handle. The only problem is that at some point it got a big crack right along the bottom here, and apparently, yep, there it is. And the lid has a bit of a split in it. It's probably going to be kind of hard to see on the camera, but right there. So I now hope I cannot talk today. I now have McGoblin. I now have McBoo. And leading the pack, I also happen to now own McPumpkin. My boys, my triplets finally back together again. But I don't just now have that trifecta. I've got to say, of all these McDonald's pails, I think I like McGoblin the best. I mean, check out that expression. This is a pumpkin that's up to no good. Like, he's about to start something. This one knows he's about to start something, and he's giving him kind of like that side eye. Like, yeah, this is going to be good. And then the younger good brother's like, oh no, don't do that, don't do it. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know, it's just my weird thoughts. But not just those pails. I now have the one that I've been trying to get for so long, and actually taking this thing out of the stack it was in and seeing the face. I just got hit with such a hard pang of nostalgia, I'm getting a little choked up. But ladies and gentlemen, boys, ghouls, and all of the macabre manner of being, for the first time ever on my channel, I present you with the McPumpkin. Or not the McPumpkin, the McWitch. And this pail right here, I don't know why, I had such a fascination with this bucket when I was a kid. I think it might have been because she's got like a spider dangling down in the back of her hair. I think that's why I had such a fascination with it, but she just looks so happy. And she's got that going on, and the spider looks happy. Mind you, we had this before I wound up developing my arachnophobia by watching the movie Arachnophobia at too young of an age. So if I had seen that after I'd seen Arachnophobia, then I probably would have, freaked out a little bit, and this would not have been my favorite bucket anymore. But I still really love this one. And I didn't just get this one. I got another version of Little Miss Witch here. I also got her younger sister. the other McWitch. And it's just a bit of a sort of subtle difference. Like on this one, she's got like her eyes are closed, or she's got like the old school animation circles instead of pupils. You know, like on the old Mickey Mouse pictures, he's got like pizza slices out of his eyes instead of actual pupils. Whereas this one, she actually has pupils. Sorry, I didn't mean to like just go like meh, jump scare you with a pumpkin bucket. Oh, oh yes, yes, that movie was terrifying. Especially that one scene. I'm sure since you say you've seen it, where it's the old lady after her husband had been, taken to the morgue. She came home and she was getting ready for bed and she was going to turn out the light. And just as her hand went under the lampshade and was going up to flick the switch, you just see the spider come down for a split second, then fade, cut to black and the scream. That messed me up for a long time. I could not turn off a lamp in the dark because I was afraid there was going to be a stupid little venomous spider to go dink and end my whole career, my whole life. But yes, there were in fact two of these. Unless you're saying there were two arachnophobia movies made, in which case, God, no. I don't need that again. But like I was saying initially, the other thing with her is this one's got like squiggly hair and like noodles, whereas this one basically has like spiky hair, almost like French fries sticking off her head. And yes, the spider made a return on this one. But I'm just so happy to have these. It has been too long, way too long. And these are going to have a spot of pride in my collection. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to do it right now because, well, y'all can't see it because of the camera angle. But over here on the shelf, I'm going to move it real quick. Got all these little buggers right here. Just be a little bit of a hassle moving them around, just so I could put these in frame. But these little ladies are going right there as soon as I get the opportunity to, put them there. And I also did not just get the two witch buckets and McGoblin over there. There's more. These are not part of the buckets that I picked up today. Put you right there. I also got another of the younger brothers of the McPumpkins. I got this guy. One of the ones with the cookie cutter lid. Let's see, do I know Juice WRLD? I'm not sure I've heard of that one. Is that actually, what is Juice WRLD? Are you talking about like a movie? Or are you talking about like a restaurant? Fill me in, please. Yeah, one of the cool things about these ones is they came with an actual cookie cutter lid. And there were, I believe, 3 of them, kind of like they did back in the day with the McPumpkin, McWitch, and McBoo, the ghost. Because there was the pumpkin like this. There was the purple witch like Zero Fox 09 was talking about a little bit ago. And there was the ghost. With the ghost one, it had a black piece of plastic, I believe, for the cookie cutter. The witch, the lid was made of black plastic, and it also had a black plastic thing. And the pumpkin, of course, going with the theming, was orange with a black or a green top. A rap singer? Is Juice WRLD a rap singer? Sorry, I am way out of the loop. I'm an old man, apparently. Oggs. Oh, Ogslamations. Interesting way of typing that. I kind of like it. But anyway, I didn't just get the witches and the pumpkins. I also got, from an era where they were trying to, I guess, phase out the pumpkin pails and such, I also now have some of the actual like vinyl trick-or-treat bags. We got Frankenstein as a kid, well, Frankenstein's monster as a kid just walking around. He's got like mice in his back pocket who are also trick-or-treating. It's kind of cute. And then I got two of the ghost. Got this one right here, and this one is the exact same thing, only this one has a bat on the back and has a patch in his butt. Why a ghost would have to... Wait, do they patch up his butt? Do they patch up his butthole? Sorry if that's a little weird for some of y'all, but just that's the thought that comes to mind. That's right exactly where that is, or where that would be. You are 22. Oh, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm actually 32. What do I think of? I usually try to stay out of political topics like that, but obviously it is not a good thing. War is never a good thing, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm not sure who. I'm gonna guess that's Extension. Are these YouTubers? But honest to God, I have no idea who that is. But anyway, I also got those 3 vinyl lunch bags. These, I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. Like, I don't know if it's in frame, but I might put them over here with the pumpkin with the ghost for a head. The ghost with a pumpkin for a head. God, I'm out of it today. Like, just put a couple thumbtacks and have them like right over there. And I also got a couple of their summer pails. I picked up, they're both the exact same, and one still came with the little beach trowel. But yeah, let's see. Does it say when these were made? Unfortunately, it does not. Oh, wait, no, it might. Here we go. 1992 McDonald's Corporation, made in USA. Got Ronald over there rocking out on his Mick guitar. We got Grimace over there snapping his fingers, and his one arm looks like it's broken backwards. I have to go. Okay. Well, try and have a good day, Fyra FN, and feel free to come back to the stream later. More than likely, this is going to be archived. I'm not planning on going that long, but just try and have a good one at work. And then we got the Fry Kids over here, just doing a little sock hop. Got the sun. This thing just screams 90s, and I friggin' love it. Especially check out those oversized sunglasses McDonald is wearing. But anyway, got 2 of those. And I got some other things that are going to seem kind of like head scratching to some of y'all, especially considering all the other random stuff that I've collected over the years. They don't seem like they fit, but trust me, I have a little bit of an attachment with them. So, excuse me, Miss Witch and Miss Witch Sister. Put you right over here. I also got some old school wooden tray puzzles. And like I said, y'all are probably just like, why'd you get some of those? It's because of the subject matter. Also, I'm planning on at least attempting to sell some of this stuff because I'm in a bit of a financial strait at the moment. Not because of this, it's because of other stupid stuff. But to start things off, getting off of that topic, we have from a very obscure 80s plush toy, we have this Nosey Bears frame tray puzzle. And with these toys, their gimmick, if you don't know, is that if you notice, they've all got a weirdly shaped round nose with stuff in it. What you would do is they had one of their paws had like a little pump in it to pump their paw, and the stuff inside the nose would move around. Like, to give an example, if you see this guy up here with like the basketball hoop in his nose, the basketball would go up into the hoop and like get blown into it, and like one with a popcorn container for a nose, the popcorn would go like flip, flip, flip up inside his nose, and that kind of silly stuff. Now this next one is a lot less obscure, but it might take you a minute to figure it out, because I'm going to take out one piece that would give it away immediately. So see if you can guess. Over in the comments over there, see if you can guess what this puzzle is. I'll give you a hint if you see the name on the bowl. Any takers? Any guesses whatsoever? This is the point of the video where it gets boring, because I sit here for a while until the video catches up with the chat and y'all see what I'm talking about. All right, I will give you the biggest hint by inserting the missing piece of the puzzle, which gives it away immediately. There we go. ZeroFox09, you got it. That is Sprocket from Fraggle Rock. And now there is, I believe it's Gobo Fraggle, who is on the piece that I took away for that very reason. An excellent guess there, Zero Fox. Good job. All right. Now moving on to the next puzzle, because I got 4 of these. And I only got the ones that I had like some kind of an emotional attachment to. This next one I got is Annabelle and her friend Andy. If anyone knows why I'm calling her Annabelle, good job. But it's Raggedy Ann and Andy from the 1980s TV series. Yeah, 1987. Yeah, I saw this mixed in with a bunch of other stuff the person was selling. They had several different listings, and I basically just cherry picked through them. But yeah, the reason why I picked this one up is because for the longest time, speaking of Halloween stuff, my family had several VHS tapes filled with old Halloween specials, like Disney's Halloween Treat, Nick or Treat from a few years, just all kinds of cool stuff like that. The Halloween that almost wasn't, Witch Magic Halloween, Halloween is Grinch Night, all the classics, Garfield's Halloween, all that stuff. And one of the ones that was on one of those tapes was Raggedy Ann and Andy and the Pumpkin Who Couldn't Smile. And this is the same animation, the same artwork, the same design of Raggedy Ann and Andy as they appeared in that special. And I saw this and I was like, considering I was buying those pumpkin pails from the same person, I was like, this is too big of a coincidence. I got to get this puzzle. So I picked it up. And thankfully, it has all the pieces. It's a little bit funky. And I don't mean like smell-wise. I mean, you can tell it's been used. I mean, if I get up close, you can see the smudges and stuff on the pieces. I think this stuff might be a little bit dusty. Pardon me for just a moment. I need a drink. And then I'll show you all the last puzzle. Pardon. Okay. Yeah, I think whatever it is still there. I'm going to need something carbonated to help kind of burn it off. Okay, did I get it? Yep, I got it. All right, so now here's the last of those 4 puzzles I picked up. And this one, I had to get it. I mean, it's Garfield and his little bear Pookie. Why would I not get this? It's Garfield, for goodness sakes. And also, apparently, this is like old school Garfield, back when he had more of a less refined design, shall we say. And look how bottom heavy poor little Pookie is there. This one's from 1978, if that's, if the date is right on this. It might actually not be from 78, it might be from the 80s, but I don't know. I just like Garfield, and I thought that was really cool that it was like still all there after all these years. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boils, ghouls, and everyone else in between, we're moving on to the big thing that I picked up. Let me just move this box out of the way. so I can bring up the other box. On my lap before you, I now have a box filled with McDonald's toys that this person was just randomly selling. Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize this stuff was a bit musty. Okay, but in this box in front of me, and what apparently was trying to kill me for a second there, was a box of McDonald's toys. And I figured, as kind of a fun thing for this video, if you're into this sort of thing, we could go through it together. So starting off, we have one of the McDonald's little kids' books for An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. Fievel's, well, actually no, Fievel Goes West came out after An American Tail. But anyway, Fievel's Friends. And we've got Girl Mouse, Fievel, got the Girl Mouse. We've got that one weird boy mouse who apparently likes the girl mouse. This little thing is from, 1986. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then let's see, what else do we have in here? It's supposed to be all McDonald's toys, but I'm hoping there's actually some other random little toys mixed in here, because I love stuff like that. Huh. We got a bicycle license plate that looks like it came out of a box of cereal. It's still kind of got the original packaging. And apparently this thing is from 1978. Cool. Okay, so there's that. And then there's, what is this? Got, oh, I know what this is. We got a nice little cool race car here, but it's not just a race car. This, hopefully I'm not going to break it doing this. Come on, open up. There we are. It's also a marker. These were released by Wendy's back in the day when they still had kids' meals. Well, kids' meals with toys with them. That's pretty cool, from 1993. Okay, and then we have, oh, okay, we've got a Play School, no, Fisher-Price Rescue Heroes accessory. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm going to use this to pick up the next toy because, well, I feel like it. What to grab? Let's go with you. And we have, oh my goodness, we've got a Neopet. Check that out, a Neopet plushie. Still has the original tag on it and everything. I know someone who would very much appreciate that, potentially. Okay, set that on the floor over here. Let's see, what else? Hey! Don't know how many of you will remember, but anyone ever heard of Bobby's World? That is very cool. And with these things, it starts off with, like, Bobby here is sitting inside this little toy car, but it turns out that he's actually just imagining it's a car because he is, in all reality, turn his head a little bit, riding around in his little wagon. Very nice little thing. I've actually got a couple of these, but I don't have like the extra little plastic shells. And to be honest, until I saw these in this listing and was looking at some stuff, like trying to figure out what was what, I didn't know that they were supposed to come with vehicles. And apparently there were 4 pieces in this set. I wonder if they're all going to be in here. Well, let's keep digging and find out. There's Bobby. And then, ooh, from the 1989, no, not the 89 Batman movie. What was this one? From the 1991 Batman the Animated Series, we have Catwoman in her cat car. I liked the action features on these. Like this one, the wheels move and then the tail just wags back and forth. I don't know how long ago you made that comment there, Zero Fox, but I'm guessing you're referring to An American Tail, and I too liked that movie. But it's Catwoman in her car. Put her down there with Bobby and friends. And then Okay, we got a vintage stress reliever heart that doubles as a bendo. That's pretty nifty. Any year on you? Nope. The only thing it says on it is Kishme. Might have to incorporate this into the set at some point during Valentine's Day next year. And I've got some very specific plans for next Valentine's Day if I can get the proper materials together. We'll see how it goes. Okay, put that down there. Oh my god. We got a Mighty Max. An honest to God Mighty Max playset from McDonald's. Okay. Now I'm going to be kind of careful with this stuff because, for one thing, it's old. And for another thing, because this has a bunch of gaps and openings in it, I would hate to open up one of these toys and find a spider just hanging out inside it. Don't think about that. Don't think about that. Don't think about spiders. Just think about the toys. Okay, and open it up for the camera. Whoop. And, this one broke off the little Max figurine that was supposed to be in it. All right, y'all see that little yellow stump over here? What this was supposed to do is you would turn this little wheel back here, and Max, see if I can get it moving. There we go. And Max would basically just run around the Yeti. I just cannot get it going. It's stuck. But Max would run around the Yeti via the power of that little wheel back there. That's pretty cool. Too bad it's busted, though. 1993. It's another keeper, potentially. All right, let's see. Ooh. Now, this one is from a very particular era of the 1990s. Does anyone remember the Beanie Baby craze from back then? We have right here in my hand, I'm holding Zip the cat. I really liked Mighty Max 2. That show was awesome. At one point in time, I had a videotape which contained one single Saturday morning cartoon block, and there was one episode of Mighty Max on there. It was this one that had to do with, I forget the exact details, but it was, why can't I think of it right now? I think I'm just a little overwhelmed with all this. Oh, you still have all your Beanie Babies? Nice. But it involved the Year of the Rat somehow, and there was this guy, this Chinese guy, who was trapped in a labyrinth because this rat god, I think Chao Su, I think was the name the guy called this thing, had like possessed his body and forced his soul out and trapped him in this maze. And the only way to defeat the rat was to figure out a very specific song that hit very specific notes on these bells that were on the wall. And when you would when you'd reach the end of the song after playing the notes, which were spelled out by, I think, the Big Dipper constellation in the sky, the jade heart, it was like this heart made out of red jade, would shatter, and then that would release the guy, and that would take care of the spirit. And they wind up actually doing the thing, but Max has some very hard reservations about it while he's doing it, because it seems that as he's hitting the notes, he's also hurting the guy, or his spirit. But then it turns out the guy was only in pain because of his connection to his body, which Shangsu or Chaozu, whatever, was possessing. So when the evil spirit was being hurt, it was hurting him. Long story short, they saved the guy. It was a pretty messed up episode, all things considered. And there was also a point where Norman takes out like a spiritual minotaur by knocking him over, and a big concrete wall or a big stone wall comes down and just like crushes the thing right in the middle of its back. That was another very, very intense, we'll say, very intense moment in the episode. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Mighty Max, unless you want to. I don't mind talking about Mighty Max. We're here to talk about the contents of this box. So carrying on, we have Zip the cat, Chao Su, Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you so much. Oh, and you're the one I was actually thinking of with another thing I saw in this box in case you didn't see it yet. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Sorry, I thought you were referring to the thing. But anyway, I've got something I think you might be interested in that came out of this box of goodies that I picked up today. Are you familiar with Neopets by any chance? I'll give you a minute to respond. Do the thing, la di da. But if you're familiar with Neopets, my friend, which I believe you are, would you be interested in a McDonald's keychain plush of it? I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. Red Flotsam. Apparently, Red Flotsam is the name of this thing. No, I haven't seen it yet. Just got in. Laptop finally stopped lagging. Well, oh, okay. Excellent. But yeah, if you're interested, I can put this to the side for you, my friend. I had a Neopets account myself for a very brief time. For whatever reason, I didn't really get into it. I mean, it was kind of fun, but it was more my sister's thing. And most of the time, when Neopets was on the computer, she was the one doing stuff with it. The only thing I can really remember from those days was she got a dinosaur. It was a T Rex looking thing. And she couldn't come up with a name for it, so she asked me. And I told her to name it Yentl because it sounded like lentil. And I came up with a stupid little rhyme, which is the only reason I remember this. That he was Yentl, who was as gentle as a lime made of, a bean made of lentil. I believe that was exactly how I worded it, give or take. But I was just very, very much a weirdo. Wait, was? Look at me now. I am an even bigger weirdo than I was back then. Okay, but anyway, and now it wants to install the update that it took 3 days to download. Okay, say no more, my friend. I will set that off to the side and figure out what to do with it along with the rest of the contents of this box. And glad to know that that download finally came through after 3 days. All right, now back to the contents of the box. We've got another Catwoman car with the waggly tail. Let's see. Oh, we've got a Ronald Mcdonald time teaching tool that is a clock. I take that as a compliment. Thank you, ZeroFox09. I am eccentric. But let's see, can you actually turn the hands? Yep, you can actually use this thing as a little mini teaching tool. To Christopher Morin, why the question marks? Let's go ahead and set this thing to the right time. It's 4:58. So put that one down and move this right there. It's close enough to the right time, 4:55. Let's see if it stays that way. Okay, now, here's something special. We have one of the McDonald's Fry Kids figurines. Now, from what I heard a few years ago, these things are apparently kind of hard to come by. So that is pretty cool. It's missing its accessory, but for all I know, that could be in the box with the rest of this stuff. So we shall see. Was odd. Oh, okay, okay. I get you, and I'm glad we were both on the same wavelength with that little joke there. All right, so I'm going to put this little guy over here on this shelf so he doesn't get mixed in with everything else going into the box over there. And then we have, of course, because these things were a big thing in the 90s, the McDonald's Barbie. Now, we don't just have the one. I'm seeing at least two here, and I'm sure there's more down in that box. And, oh, they have different dresses. Isn't that cute? Isn't that just so cute? Put them over there, and I don't know why, but just touching the hair on that one, my fingers feel kind of sticky now. I'm glad you're showing the McDonald's toys. My wife and I keep talking to our kids about them. Oh, well, I'm glad I can, at least in my own weird way, help keep a tradition like that alive. Let's see. Oh, geez. We've got a JJ, I think it's JJ the jet plane, or this could be a Thomas the Tank Engine character. It's Harold the helicopter. And when you turn the blades, it goes. And that's probably what my audience sounds like right now, just crickets. Okay, so Harold, is there any copyright info on you? Any years? You're made by Tomy. Copyright what? My lighting in here is so bad. Okay, it doesn't actually give a year. Used to have a Ronald McDonald watch. It was older than I was. Well, that's still pretty cool. I, at some point, also, I don't think it was a Ronald McDonald watch that I had, but I had a Ronald McDonald doll from like the 70s. It was like a Raggedy Ann kind of cloth doll. It was like about as big as my head, about like that big. It was an interesting little thing for a while. Well, hey, Tiny Toons. A Tiny Toons Montana Max Happy Meal toy. And I think I remember what this did, because he's got a bunch of like little plastic coins up in this see-through cash register in the back. And I had one of these as a kid, so if I remember correctly, as these wheels back here roll, it's going to make like a, and the coins are going to pop up. Let's see. Let's watch together if I can get it in frame. Yes, that is exactly what it does. Awesome. Definitely keeping that one. There you go, Montana Max. Oh, we got another. Why can't I think of it? Just had it. TY. We got another TY Beanie Baby. We have Claude the Crab with tags. That is pretty cool. Okay, we'll put you down there with Zip the Cat. Oh, sweet. My brother used to have some of these. All right, so those of you who may have been avid gamers back in like the late 80s, early 90s, and even to this day, y'all remember Mario, right? Do you remember the Mario Happy Meal toys? Because I just found some. I currently have a Goomba in my hands. I don't think it's going to work, but what these used to do, let's see if I can, oh, it does still work. Okay, so let's see if I can get this to work without tossing it on the floor. Let's see the little suction cup on the chin, suction cups onto this little space right here, and then you let up and yes. That is cool. Oh, there's another one. I've got Goombas. I went from being a man who had, I think, one Goomba to now potentially 3. Sweet. Okay, we'll go ahead and put these guys over here with the Fry Kid. Let's see, Montana Max, the greedy rich kid. Do we remember Mario? A dumb question, I know. I mean, I'm sure there's some person on this, potentially on this stream, who has no idea who that is. And sorry for all the weird sounds. I just had some soda a little bit ago. Carbonation's coming up. But, you know, there could be someone on the stream who's like, what's a Mario? And that's the point where you sit them down and go, Charlie, this is a Mario. Dun 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 dun. You know, school them on the classics. Hey, that's pretty cool. I don't know what this is from. I know it's a Happy Meal toy, but it's Bugs Bunny as a marching band. Yeah, he's the whole marching band right here in my hand. But he is using his cymbals to smash Daffy Duck's entire head. That's cool. Let's see, does it? Okay, yes, that is actually pretty cool. Just Bugs Bunny in the parade smashing Daffy Duck's head with his cymbals. Nice. You know, well, I would never step on a McDonald's toy intentionally, my friend. Or in this case, a Goomba in general. Don't want to squish the poor little mushroom heads. All right, and there's that Rescue Heroes accessory again. We'll put that out of our way. Yeah, if any of you noticed that I titled this a Windsday stream, there are some high winds going on outside. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm hoping the microphone's picking up on that, but there's like going on outside right now. He often was the whole marching band. Yes, I suppose you could say that. But now getting on to the thing that I was like oohing and awing over. Anyone remember the fast food changeables, McDonald's Transformers line? I just found the dinosaur from Wave 2. Let's see if I can't get him in position to look like a dinosaur. And haha! I don't know what the name was for this particular character, because I'm pretty sure the fast food changeables all had names. But that is pretty cool. That's awesome. I have them here also. Almost lost my... Oh, wow. Those winds must be a lot worse than they are here. Can't hear them over my own fan in the window. Okay. But I'll just let you know they are pretty bad right now. All right, moving on. This is the second one of these that I now have. I don't know where they come from, but it's just like a little tiny bushels of apples, all red plastic, hollow on the bottom. It's a thing I own now. All right. Ooh. Okay, this is definitely 80s. This is a Wendy's Kids Meal Crazy Eights card game, still in the box, even though the box has a bit of damage. Let's see, does it have a year on it? Let's see, 47 card deck includes instructions and 2 replacement cards. Schwinn and Schwinn Quality Seal are registered trademarks of Schwinn Cycling and Fitness Incorporated, Wendy's International, Dublin, Ohio, 430. Okay, this doesn't have any copyright on it. Let's see. I had a Big Mac transformer, an ice cream cone transformer, and one that was in a yellow styrofoam box. I think it was the McFish. I know what you're talking about, actually. The one that was in the styrofoam box, did it turn into a pterodactyl, or was it one of like the robot transformer ones? Ooh. Ah, one of these cool little gadget things. It starts off looking like a little movie camera, and then you fold down the handle, and it's binoculars. I'm curious what I'm going to look like. Let's see. Can y'all see me through this thing? I'll try and get it right up to the camera lens. Maybe turn it around the other way. Wait, there I was for a second. Come on, get up there. Up there! Wait. Oh no, I'm so tiny! Help! I'm enjoying this potentially a little too much. But this was a McDonald's toy from 1992. And I love the fact that I had to put this warning on there. Warning, do not look into the sun. It's kind of sad that I had to put on. They were all... Okay, so you had from the original set of those. And that is really cool. I had a set of those myself, but unfortunately, as with most things in life, money came into the equation, and well, I had a lack of it, and I needed money, so I had to sell them. I think I had most of the set. I know I had the ice cream cone. I had the dinosaur thing. Right? Fake binoculars for the win. But I had a bunch of them. Oh, now we've got Catwoman from Batman the Animated Series. That was another thing that I liked about McDonald's. I think it was McDonald's, or was this from Burger King? It's too small for them to put any copyright information except 1992. But I really liked this particular wave of figures from whichever fast food chain had them. It had Catwoman, Batman, the Riddler, and I can't remember the fourth one right now. It might have been the Joker. I can't recall. But I really liked this line of little figures. They were literally action figures you could get from McDonald's. That was really cool to my little self. Speaking of really cool, lost mine in grades. Aw, that really sucks. I had that kind of problem a lot when I was living in southern Ohio. A bunch of little doofuses who would just steal my stuff. I actually wound up losing my gold, the gold medal Pokemon cards. I lost some of those to a friend I had while living in southern Ohio because they were over visiting. I had to go use the bathroom or something. I come back. I didn't even realize the things were gone until like way later after the person left. I was putting the Pokemon balls away, the actual containers for the gold cards. And I was like, hey, where'd the thing go? And I never saw them again, and I very rarely saw that friend again. But enough about that. Back onto the fast food changeable thingies. Anyone remember these things? You open up like this, and then out come the arms, bong bong, like that. Out come the feet, you fold the face back down, and boom, you got a steak dude wearing McDonald's branded sunglasses. If I'm not mistaken, there were 4 of these guys. There was this guy, there was like a lunch meat sandwich, there was an apple, and there was a carton of milk. I wonder if they're all going to be in here. Okay, I see the sandwich. There's a little sandwich dude. Let's go ahead and get him all folded out and ready to go. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, cool. This guy still has the little notebook paper stuck up inside his head. And now he doesn't. But yeah, he's got all the little notepad papers that were up inside of him. Let's go ahead and just kind of squeeze those back in there and close them up so we don't lose that. And haha, whoa, and haha, got a nice little roller skating bologna sandwich. All right, we're going to put you 2 over here on the shelf as well so I can keep track of you. Now, let's see. What is this? I think this one's from Jimmy Neutron. I could be wrong about that. Let's see. And it's missing the little projectile that would fire at the end, which would explain why this button right here isn't working. It's got an M on it. Or is that a W? That is an interesting one. I've got to say it's from Burger King, and it's got the old school Burger King logo on it. Not that that means too much these days since they brought it back. Crazy times, why was there a McDonald's steak toy? Good old 90s. I agree with you 100%. There's this thingy. I wonder if I'll find the projectile in here. I doubt it, but I still wonder. In case I find the projectile, I'll set that over here. Hey, it's the homeless dude from Oliver and Company, as well as the dogs that came with him. I cannot remember what kind of dog this was. But that's pretty cool. Okay, we'll set that over here. And it may sound kind of intense when I just reach off screen and hear stuff go clack and clatter. I'm not throwing it down hard. It's like dropping maybe this far off the floor. But regardless. Hey, I remember these things. Anyone else remember when McDonald's had the little wind-up cars? Still work? Yes, it still works. At least Burger King toys made some kind of sense for the most part, I suppose. That is really cool. I remember having a couple of these. One of them looked like a not triceratops, a pterodactyl. I like the pterodactyl head coming off the top. It was purple with like neon green highlights and stuff. Core memory unlocked. Sweet. Okay, what else? Oh, okay. We had stuff from the Batman cartoon, and now we have something from the Superman cartoon, I believe. It looks like Lois Lane in her vehicle. Let's see. Burger King Kids Club, 1997, DC Comics. So yes, there's definitely got to be Lois Lane in her convertible. Cool. Let's see, does it still work? Looks like it's got a wind-up feature. Yes, indeed. The motor still functions, ladies and gentlemen. You can put your minds at ease. Okay, random. It's Big Bird in a tow truck. Good for you, Big Bird. How old are you? 1993. Tycho. Burger Buddies were the bomb. Yes, I agree with that. Burger King had the better stuff, food, and toys. You got that right. Burger King had the McDonald's had the Toy Story puppets and the Toy Story license for all the toys from that. That was a good year. I think somewhere around this house, I still have a couple of my old Burger King toys. Whoa, everything just got blue all of a sudden. Okay. I'm blue, da dee da die. And I'll stop that for copyright infringement and for the sake of your ears, because I'm sure I don't sing that well. All right. So on the topic of the girls' toys, since I was showing off the Barbies earlier, we now have Cabbage Patch Kids. Because there was one year where around the holiday season, they just decided that they were going to basically put together a little mishmash of all the popular toys from that particular year. There were a couple of Hot Wheels cars, there were these things, there was the Barbies. I believe there was even a Polly Pocket. Yeah, there were a couple of Polly Pocket things, all kinds of silly stuff. So those are kind of interesting to have. Another core memory unlocked. Here. I look healthier. Well, thank you. Oh, now the color is changing again. It's going back to being that reddish, almost yellow coloration. Okay. This was the other one. Okay, so like I was saying before, when I was talking about those fast food Batman toys, it was Batman, the Riddler, Catwoman, and the fourth one was Batgirl. She was the one I could not remember. There she is. That was the set of 4 figures, I believe. Okay, keep right on rolling. Try to keep this entertaining at least somewhat. Huh? Okay, we got another. I think this was Tiny Toon Adventures. We've got this pig girl. I think her name was Lola. Back before Lola Bunny came into the whole scene from Space Jam. And she's dressed like Wonder Woman. And if memory serves me correctly, it's a plastic shell. And when you open up the plastic shell, you have this. That's pretty cool. If I'm not mistaken, there were a few of these in this line. Tasmanian Devil was like the Flash, Plucky Duck, or was it Plucky Duck? It was either Plucky Duck or Daffy Duck was Batman, I believe. Boo, camera, boo, stop. Yes, well, when you get sunburned, you get appeal. Bad joke, I know. Feel free to boo me in the comments. I deserved it for that one. Oh, here's another one of those Super Mario toys. It's Luigi. Wonder Bacon. That is really good. Wonder Bacon. Then we've got Luigi over here. You know what they say, Luigi? You know what they say, Yoshi? Really to bed, really to get the bagel. Or was it the worm? That was one of my favorite random clips from this show that was on YouTube not too long ago. Okay, so we're going to put Luigi over here. Over here. Yes, I know. Bring on the boo. Oh, here's another one of those Bobby's World toys that I was talking about. Oh my god, that was creepy. His head's on backwards. And I just turned it around by turning his body around. Oh, hey, and there's another one. It's another one of him in his little car that is actually his wagon. And over here is him rollerblading. And one thing, again, getting onto the whole spider thing, like I was talking about back when I was talking about the McWitch bucket, I actually really wanted a plush of that spider that he had, because he had this big purple with orange legged plush spider that he took with him like everywhere. I don't know why, but I really wanted one when I would watch that show. And now I have visual representation to show that this is what I'm talking about. I forget what he called it. If anyone knows, go ahead and throw that down in the comments below. But anyway, there's a couple more Bobby's World toys. Let's see, oh, got another Barbie. I don't think this is one of the Christmas-themed ones, though. Mattel, oh, rollerblades. Okay, 1992 Mattel. Just found a Burger King commercial for the Burger Buddies. Man, was Burger King's slogan really, "We're gonna make you love us"? I believe it was for a while. But anyway, got this rollerblading Barbie. And apparently rollerblade was a trademark, or is a trademark, so they actually had to put the information on this thing. It's a little blurb of text that you can't read because my camera sucks. Put that over here. Oh boy, another Barbie. This time it's like Hawaiian Vacation Barbie. Woo, yeah, good for you, Barbie. Okay, and we have Rafiki. Rafiki, yeah. Only it looks like a mouse chewed off his leg at some point. That really kind of sucks. Well, that's pretty cool. Is this one of the Happy Meal toys, or was this one of the ones they actually released? And of course, the mouse chewed off the foot that would have had the copyright information on it. Isn't that just special? Okay, that's kind of interesting. When you move his arm, his eyes look to the side. Like, watch his pupils. Webley Spider? I think that might have been it. Webley. It's just been so long since I've seen Bobby's World. I used to love that show. I think I just found the accessories for that Fry Kid, or at least for one of them. It's like a Walkman with the headphones. For the moment, I'm going to stick that on the little baby Fry Kid. Plug that right into the top of their head. There you go. There you go, little buddy. You can go ahead and listen to your Michael Jackson cassettes. Okay, moving back up. Got another Barbie. In, let's see, 1992. And no, I was not looking up her skirt because you literally can't. It's literally a flat piece of plastic. Okay. Mattel must have had some connections with Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, whoever. Okay, here's a more modern figure that's just tossed in there. We've got a Bigger Boots. And for whatever reason, his legs are like made of rubber. And for those who don't know what these figures are, it's essentially like a kind of a bobblehead. Or no, it's a Weebles. You know, Weebles wobbles, but they don't fall down. That's kind of interesting, I guess. Let's see. I remember having these ones when I was a child, and hey, look, they included a free dust bunny. Get off of there. Anyone remember Jim Henson's Dinosaurs? Okay, this one doesn't really work so well. Let me try that again. Come on, stay in there, dang it. There we go. If I hold that in there like that. There we go. Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama. Little baby Sinclair action going on. Drops that Barbie on the floor and she broke in half. I would actually be a little upset if that did. But thankfully she did not. All right, but anyway, a little baby Sinclair. We've also got a couple of Earl Sneed Sinclairs. See, do you two still work? Or are you two like half broken like your baby? It's like, Earl, are you broken? No, I ain't broken. No, I'm not broken. Just a little out of sorts. There we go. His arm is supposed to be down like that. And then he's supposed to do this. I actually, if I'm not mistaken, my family had, if not the entire set, close to it. Oh God, not the mama. Yes, not the mama. All right, let's see, what else? We have the, oh, Carmen Sandiego. Okay, there we go. That is another interesting one. Carmen Sandiego Pocket Travel Guide. Well, what is it really? Top secret, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Sorry, it felt like something was moving around in the box for a second there. I got worried. But top secret, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Broader Bound Software Incorporated, Wendy's International, do not look directly in the sun. Okay, so since it says that, more than likely this is another set of binoculars. Just how to open. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's nifty. You see, it's shaped, turn it around. It's shaped like a book, but then you pull out these end pieces. You gotta be careful not to break this. You pull out the pages, and it looks like the spine of the book is also supposed to slide out. There we go. And boom, more fake binoculars. And it makes me look like a robot. Beep boop, son. Beep boop. Okay. So that is another interesting. I almost forgot that they made Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego toys and stuff. Okay, now it's not wanting to. Do I have it in the wrong spot? Yes, apparently I did. Okay. They only slot in one particular way, apparently. Come on. Come on. Get in there, you goofy little piece of plastic. All right, so there's that. You got it most of the way in. It's just not lining up at the bottom for some reason. Hello, beep boop. Oh, got another Cabbage Patch Kid. All right, toss her over there. And I think I just found one of the costume accessories for a McNugget Buddy. I really hope there's at least one of them. Oh my God, speak of the devil. It is! Holy shiitake mushrooms. I'm now a man who owns a vintage McNugget Buddy with the complete costume. Oh, that is so cool. It's got the hat, it's got the little bodysuit that goes with it, it's got the belt. Although I think this belt goes with a different one. It looks like the belt for the firefighter. See, it's got like the little axe and the fire extinguisher. Wait a minute. This actually does not go with that with the McNugget Buddy. This goes to something entirely different, and that is actually even cooler than this. If it is what I think it is. Yep, more fake binoculars. But that is pretty cool. This is also cool in and of itself. Hopefully I can find the fireman's helmet. And this is one of those old school ones where they actually were kind of like made out of rubber. And it's sticky. Yay, now my hands are sticky again. Regardless, you're going on the shelf over here, little friend. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I found the hat that actually goes with that Fry Kid that I was showing off earlier. Because it's wearing like little bunny slippers and it's looking kind of tired. So I think this one is supposed to get the little nightcap with the attached teddy bear. Yeah, that makes more sense. And I think I just spotted another Fry Kid in here. I did. Okay, and this one makes more sense because she's wearing rollerblades or roller skates. So roller skating Fry Kid with a cassette player, and that makes more sense. McNugget Buddies, aka Minions 30 years ago. Unfortunately, I feel you are correct on that one, or you're at least in the right ballpark. But they were still so much more awesome back then because they actually said things and it wasn't just like Papa Boy, banana, banana, potato, and all that bull honkery that they do nowadays. Well, this one's kind of special. an unopened Bratz Happy Meal toy. It's not a Barbie. It's not a Cabbage Patch Kid. It's a Bratz doll. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now we toss her to the side with all the Barbie stuff, and we keep moving. Oh, we've got another Rafiki, and this one has both of his feet. Okay, what do you do, Rafiki? What? Okay, he's got a spring-loaded action with his arms. Oh, wait, never mind. It's not spring-loaded with the arms. It is a button on the back of his head. Okay, that's cool. Toss you over there with the other ones. And we have, looks like a modern The Lion King Simba Happy Meal toy from that live action computer generated one. Exactly. Ha ha ha. Bottom. Okay. So next, what do we have? Oh, wow. I mean, wow. We've got a Big Mac tonight. We've got a Mac Tonight Moon dude on his scooter. I remember having some of these. It wasn't this exact one. I believe, I can't remember right now, but I know as a kid we had some of these. I believe it was in a red vehicle of some kind. It was like in a red car with a yellow interior. Again, core memory unlocked. Rafiki now with Simba chucking action. I really have to say, I loved that YouTube video where Rafiki was just like done with Simba. He just walks up to the edge of the thing, just like the original animation, gets to the top and just chucks Simba like he's a friggin' football. Yeah, Mac Tonight. I am actually kind of floored that this was in there. You don't find that stuff very often. Okay, let's see now. Let's see. Okay, we got a wheelbarrow with working wheels. I think this came with a set of Charlie Brown related ones. I could be mistaken. It could have been Berenstain Bears. Still pretty nifty though. Any copyright information on it? No, that would have been on the figure that came with it. Oh well. Toss that over there. Tasmanian Devil and his bump and go Jeep. Bonk, 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 bonk. See, when did this come out? 1992. And there is a big long hair in this thing that was freaking me out because I thought there was like a long granddaddy long leg spider leg just wiggling at me. Unfortunately, y'all can't see this. It looks like I'm just going like, hee hee, look at my fingers, I got nothing. But there is in fact a hair that is now on my floor. Huh, Pongo. Anyone else remember 101 Dalmatians? Oops, I posed him like he's taking a whiz. Put that leg down, Pongo. That is pretty cool. I remember when I was a kid, we had a bunch of these as well. We had him, we had the Colonel who had the cat like molded into his back, and a couple other things. Edgy McDonald's naming a character after a song about a murderer? You'll have to inform me about that. Hey, anyone else remember Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? That's Monterey Jack right there. This one isn't actually a fast food toy. This one was a cereal box prize. I used to have a few of these. There was Chip, Dale, Monterey. I forget if Zipper was one of them, and I'm pretty sure that the girl. Why can I not remember her name? Gadget, and Gadget was also one of them. Very cool. I wonder if I'm going to find any more of them. Set them down in the box over here. Hey, from Goof Troop, we have PJ on his little tiny skateboard. That's way too small for him. Then again, so is his shirt. Anyway, We got Thumper, who's got that lazy eye going on. Hey, have you guys seen Bambi? I think he's somewhere over there. That is pretty nifty. And I think, yep, we've also got the owl. And his wings are on backwards. I wonder if some little kid did that or if that's just that way from the factory. See? The owl with his wings on the wrong way. Do they come off? I don't want to risk it and wind up breaking him, so I'm going to say probably not. Yeah, we got those two, and we have the title character himself. We got Bambi. Wonder if he's all Twitter-pated about the little rabbit. I hope not. Poor PJ had the way worse dad. I agree. Especially in the Goofy movie. Under your thumb, Goof. Hey, we got the Bugs Bunny in his Extendo-mobile. That's cool. See, when did this one come out? 1992. A lot of these came out from 1992. I'm noticing that, and I'm actually kind of liking it. And I think this is from that same wave of toys. See, 1992? Yep. It's Daffy Duck driving his car that spontaneously flips in half. Or as you would say, it splits in half. You're despicable. Ain't I a stinker? Yeah. Okay. Hey, we got more Batman toys in here. We have Two-Face and his Two-Face mobile. And you can flip it around thusly, and you can make the colors match. Or you can do as it was when I first pulled it out of the box and have them mismatched, like that. Either way, a cool little toy. Although now that I'm looking at, oh, the wheels go up and down. Okay, I was like, that wouldn't work. Is that Extendomobile a Pez dispenser? Unfortunately, no, it's just a, well, let me find it again. It's just a little like Happy Meal toy. It's like a little car. Whoops, sorry about the squeak. But no, it would have been cool if it was a Pez dispenser. That would have been really cool. And I think this might be part of the same set as this Porky Pig I have over here. Yeah, I'm slurring a little bit. I don't know why. But yeah, I think Porky here goes along with Bugs and Daffy over there. That's pretty nifty. Because they all say 92 Warner Brothers on them. And they're all a character driving a vehicle, so it would make sense. Oh my goodness, I have not seen this since I was a little kid. This, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, is the McDonald's soap bubble wand with the accompanying clown shoe bubble liquid holder. God, I swear to goodness, I have not seen this since the 90s, I believe. You'd fill this up with soapy water. For those of you who don't know what this is, you would take this thing and you'd make bubbles. God damn, pardon my language. Need a drink possible? That might be it. On that note, this actually blows me away that this was in there. Okay, I'm gonna put everything on pause for a second. Grab myself a drink. Got myself a nice Frosty over here. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm gonna get myself an actual beverage. Ah, that's better. Okay. So I might as well go with that since I pulled it out. Then we've got another Wendy's little fast food Happy Meal car, which is an old-fashioned cup. Yeah, it's one of their old like 80s, 90s cups. The bubbles blow you away, huh? Hey now. But yes, just I remember having like going over to my grandparents, and this is back when I still had a decent thing with them. Oh, now I get what you're saying, you goof. But anyway, yeah, I remember going and visiting my grandmother. My grandfather was usually out in his semi truck, working. And she had a bunch of these Happy Meal toys because, as I was alluding to with the buckets, how I was saying my family had like a big collection of them. My grandmother would spoil my brother rotten when it came to stuff like that. She would get him fast food all the time. And so we had a bunch of these toys. As a matter of fact, in her attic, the attic of her garage, the last time I was there, she had a storage tub like 3.5, 4 feet long by about a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet deep, loaded with old McDonald's toys because they went to to those stores, those restaurants that often. And in that box, in that storage tub, was also another one of those pumpkin buckets, like all kind of crushed and like split and everything, but it was in there. And one of the things that she had, like I was saying, was one of these. And I remember this is when I was really, really little. She would entertain us by doing, like I was saying before, filling this with like soapy water and just whoop, making bubbles and stuff like that. I had all but forgotten about that until seeing this just now. It's part of the reason I was like, you know, having one of those kind of moments. But getting back to the fast foods toy I was talking about before that, the pullback shake. That's pretty nifty. I remember Wendy's used to have a lot of really interesting little toys like these, and like I pointed out before, the little cars that were actually like markers. And again, this one's stuck. Come on, open up without breaking. Open. Open sesame. Why is it so? It's like it welded itself shut somehow. Come on. Come on. Okay, that side's coming loose. Come on. Just work my way along that seam with my thumbnail. But there we go. But then you had like these little cars that would turn into markers. This one's really cool. It's got like the '89 Batman Batmobile aesthetic going for it, only very streamlined. When did this come out? Wendy's 1992. Oh, there comes the winds again. All right, what else do we have in here? Storage and carrying cap. Got a little red storage and carrying cap, I guess. And no, it's not a twist thing. It's got one of those very specifically shaped ends so that it can only go in there one way. Trust me, I tried twisting it, but it was not coming off. Not like that anyway. All right, oh, got another, what do they call it? Another little plastic shell for one of those Bobby's World toys. I cannot talk. Over there in case I find the toy it goes with. Oh, we've got a Ronald McDonald with his star that he autographed apparently. Okay, good for you, Ronald. See, when was this made? 1988. 1988. And I believe this is from the same set as Mr. Mac Tonight over here. So set those two over here. All right, now as I'm digging deeper, I'm finding more modern Happy Meal toys, like from the Chronicles of Narnia. We have, what's his name? Does it say? Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, la But who is this character? This is that doofus with the Turkish delights. You know, the one who went to the White Queen? The White Queen? No, not the White Queen. Anyway, he was the one who was obsessed with Turkish delight. And so he, like, sold out his family so he could get some friggin' candy. Anyway, still sealed in the packaging. That's nice. We have the Wild Thornberries thing. Got Nigel and Marianne. Then over here we have Donnie. I can never remember Eliza's sister's name, Deborah, and Darwin. And it's a ramp of some kind that I'm guessing you'd like ramp the toy up this way, along this thing, and then it would like slide down. I don't know. This is of my time and beyond my time at the exact same time. Isn't that weird? All right, so we'll put that over here. Now, what is this? Okay, this looks familiar. It looks like a board game piece, like you'd put a really thick cardboard figure in here. This was like the stand for them, but I have no idea what game it's from. Any maker's marks? No, nothing that makes sense. Oh well. Here we go. Still more modern, but we got some Danny Phantom action going on. I don't know what this thing is supposed to be. I think it's a Frisbee, maybe? Possibly. Not intended for or recommended for children under 3 years of age. Alternative toys available upon request. Parents, as with any toy, we suggest you provide guidance and supervision to your children regarding proper use of this toy. Keep bag out of reach of children. Discard properly. This toy is not for resale. Made in China. Okay, this one's from 2005. At this point, this one is technically old because, 2005, 2015, 7, 20. No, this can't be 27 years old already. It can't be. No, I'm right. It's not 27. 17 years old. I was about to just wither away and turn into a prune if this thing was 27 years old. I remember watching this show when it first came out on Nickelodeon. Okay, now that I got that mild existential dread out of my system, it's okay. Calm down. What is this? No, legitimately, what is this? But what is that? It looks like a snail. And it's got a little handle on the end here. I am confuzzled. Oh well, it's a cool thingy. It's still in the packaging. Oh, wait a minute. Does that thing come off? Before I wind up making this stream any more boring, I'm going to toss that over there. Okay. Here we go. This is definite proof that this is from the 90s. Yep. We've got the Hamburglar. And I think he might go with this bicycle. Well, if it fits. And he looks like he fits on the bicycle pretty well. Okay, let's see. Go ahead and put him over here next to Ronald with his star and that Big Mac Tonight figurine. It is a snail from the movie Turbo. Are you sure about that? I mean, it kind of looks like him, but the front of the snail, it wouldn't read on camera because it's still in the baggie, but it's got like a weird, almost jack-o'-lantern grin. Okay, now here is a toy that is actually from the 1989 Batman movie. It's the penguin in his penguin mobile. And it still works. Cool. Combine the Flash with it. Well, I know what the Turbo movie is. I saw the trailers for it. And I remember the Samuel L. Jackson snail getting all uppity with the main character snail at one point going, well, of course I'm crazy. What made you think I was sane? It's probably one of the only good lines in the movie, but whatever. And we've got 1991. Okay. But it looks just like the penguin from the Batman movie. Regardless, another cool piece for the collection. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a special right here. All right, so y'all saw that I have the McNugget Buddy over here with the fireman belt. Now he's got the hat. My Fireman McNugget buddy is complete. What's that? This little buddy is definitely staying on the shelf. You get back over there, little friend. You're a special, special little toy. And we've got another one of those markers, but this one is missing the tip. Oh well. Remember, I'm heavily lagging. My comments are coming through about a half minute after your questions are asked. It's not that you're lagging, it's that my stream is lagging. Like right now, as I'm saying this, in a couple of seconds, it'll finally register over on the other screen. So don't worry if you think you're a little behind everything else. Everyone is, literally. Huh. A toy from 101 Dalmatians, the animated series. We have Cad Pig and, come on, and Spot, the chicken, with eggs. And this particular toy design right here was used for another set of toys the McDonald's put out. It was for the Tiny Toon Adventures toy line, or Happy Meal toys. I have a couple of them, but they're in the other room, and I don't think y'all want to wait while I rush into the other room, considering how long this has been so far. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, gonna set that off to the side right there, and all of a sudden I'm Australian. Sorry if I'm offending anybody. All right, back onto this. We got more Danny Phantom stuff. We have Tucker, who's trying to catch a ghost while being coated in slime. He's supposed to be doing this action right here. That's cool. I'm going to guess it's from the same set as that Danny Phantom whatchamacallit from 2005 over here. We've got this thing. I don't know what this is from, but it looks pretty cool. It's like a Skullmobile with a little dude in it. Skylanders, maybe? I'm probably completely off with that, but I don't know. I just don't know. I think it looks cool. It's not a pullback car or anything. It's just a little car you roll back and forth on the floor. Regardless, that's nifty. And we have a little tiny grill with burgers and sausages on it in the shape of a smiley face. I'm going to guess it had wheels at one point because of that hole in the back. All right. And we have our third Catwoman car. Woo! All right. And, oh, okay, this is a blast from the past, not like most of this hasn't been. Tailspin. Kit Cloud Kicker in his little car, or little airplane. Oh, yeah, tailspin, oh, oh, tailspin. Friends for life through thick and thin with another tail to spin. God. That's going on the shelf over here with everyone else. It's getting a little crowded over there, what with the Addams Family and the All Real Monsters, Toon Sylvania, Goosebumps, and all the other little figurines over there, but I can't just throw them on the floor in the pile with everything else. Okay, here's what that Rafiki with the missing leg was supposed to look like. Oops, sorry, I keep forgetting the camera's right here and I'm trying to show it over there. And this guy, see if his eyes work any better than the other one. Nope, his eyes are just as messed up. Oh, no, I know, they do work. Okay, so that's what he's supposed to do. I thought so, and since he's got his foot, it does actually have the copyright information, so copyright Disney, manufactured for Burger King Corporation. Okay, so these are actually the Burger King toys. Because what some of you may not know is they did actually make a series of the Lion King figures that were basically like this, but they were made by Mattel. And they're a lot harder to get than these McDonald's toys. Had the tailspin plane. Yep, I also had the tailspin planes back in the day. I'm not sure if we had the full set, but I know we had Baloo. We had that one plane technician, the one who was always talking like this, and a couple of the other ones. Hey, we've got that Taz car with the bump and go action still in the baggie. That's pretty cool right there. Toss him over there. And from The Land Before Time, one of the later movies, we have Chomper, the little baby Tyrannosaurus Rex. I want to say it was The Land Before Time, The Tale of Big Water. I may be completely wrong. In the comments, if you know what it is, anybody, let me know what the name of that movie was. Please and thank you. Okay. Now this, I believe, is actually from the Peanuts, the Charlie Brown set of figurines. I believe Linus would have come with this little bucket, wheelbarrow. Go ahead and set that aside. Okay, this is cool. To Christopher Morin, you were talking about how you had a Ronald McDonald watch earlier. Did you ever have a Cookie Monster Sesame Street watch? Curious how old this is. Okay, 2002. It's not that old. It's 20 years old by now, but still, that's interesting. Put that over there, and we've got another Fry Kid. That makes 3 in this one box. Although I think this one's a later one because all of her accessories are like molded onto her. Got her cowboy boots and her cowboy hat. Land Before Time 1 is the only one that existed. Only one, just like there are no other Matrix movies, just one. I can agree with you on that to an extent. The first one, the first Land Before Time, was just so good. And the bit with Littlefoot's mom still gets me to this day. It's even worse ever since my own mother passed away. For those of you who don't know, my mother passed away about 12 years ago, almost 13 years ago now. No, it was about 12 years ago, not 13. It'll be 13 next year. But anyway, yeah, that scene is even harder to watch once you have actually lost your mother. Just a little tip. Had a Jurassic Park watch we got from Kellogg's with a holographic eye. I had that exact same watch. I found it at a thrift store a long time ago. That thing was cool. The actual watch part, it was one of those digital ones, right? The digital face on mine was just completely dead, and the batteries had corroded. But it was a very cool watch, regardless. So go ahead and put this little lady over there. Huh. Got a couple of Madame Alexander McDonald's toys. This one is just called Jumping Rope. And so you can see Madame Alexander. And here's another one. Oh, it's the exact same figure, Jumping Rope. Number 2 of a set of I don't know. Nor do I really care. No offense, ladies. And we've got another and a different Cabbage Patch Kid. This is part of that set that I was talking about that was like Christmas themed. There was, I believe, it was actually these two were part of that same set. It was either these two or it was this one and where'd she go? Crap. But anyway, this one, and I believe I held up the other one earlier, the one who was like wearing a nightgown. Yes, digital. I thought so. But anyway, they were part of that Happy Meal toy set, which I think I've got most of them now, with the addition of her. And whoops-a-daisy. I don't know what this is from. I've had a similar toy, and I think I still have it somewhere. I thought it was The Adventures of Piggly-Winks, or Jaker's The Adventures of Piggly-Winks, but it does not appear so. says copyright 1990 Fox Channels Net Incorporated. But anyway, it's a couple of pigs riding on a cart, and the one is riding on a watermelon. And I think this guy is supposed to be able to come off, or he's not supposed to. Regardless, that's cool. There he is. Okay, so I found the other Bobby's World toy that this little car goes with. Just gotta turn his head ever so slightly and snap it in place, turn his head back around. Aha! Now he is complete. Okay. Don't worry, folks. We're nearing the end of the box. I'm saving some of the best for last. At least in my opinion, they're the best. I don't know what in the world this is. 1996 Wendy's. It's a robot of some kind with like a vortex. Oh, okay, I see what it is. It's one of those ball roller games, but the ball was like stuck. So it's like a robot with a ball roller game in it. You're supposed to get the ball up to the top of the maze. That'll be a fun thing to toy around with later. Ah, get it? Toy. Put that up there. From the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, we have Dr. Robotnik. And he still works. Sort of. Okay, good job, Robotnik. We have another Bobby's World toy, and we've got the little plastic doohickey that goes with it, I think. Pop in there, Bobby. I tell you, that boy ain't right. Different Bobby, but what have you. Ta-da! Ah, I see someone saying ah. ZeroFox09, what's up? Go ahead and put Bobby over there. Hey! Ah, original Robotnik. Then we have the, what was her name? Why can I not remember her name? In the comments, let me know. What was her name again? But anyway, she's a pullback car. Put her over here with Ronald and all his little buddies over there. And we've got another still sealed in the baggie Tasmanian Devil in his bump and go Jeep. There. Ah. I have in my hands. I was groaning. Oh. Okay. I was hoping it was something like that. Okay, do y'all hear that? Oh, it's someone with a leaf blower. Okay. With all the high winds, I just suddenly heard like a and I was like, is that a tornado alarm? But no, it's just someone with a weed whacker, not a weed whacker, a leaf blower. But I now hold in my hands a recalled toy from the 1990s. And surprisingly, it's a Barbie. And the reason why this toy was recalled is because of one specific reason. If you look really closely right there, you'll notice right in the middle here, there is a metal bar. And the reason why this was recalled is because people were afraid that this Barbie would break off, and that little bar right there would pose a danger to children, like they could hurt themselves on it. And so the people at McDonald's decided to cut their losses and get rid of it. No, I didn't hear it. I turned off the fan, and now I'm hearing Mom's wind chime. I will never hear your wind. Well, depending on what kind of wind you're talking about, you might be, that might be for the best. But this was from a McDonald's anniversary. They had this lady, this Barbie right here. They had, well, here's another one from that set. Here's the train car from that set. Old Ronald himself driving a Happy Meal. And they would all interlink like a train. So you had Ronald here, and then you'd have the next one plugged in like this. There was a Sega Genesis that was playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that was on top of a TV, whereas the TV rolled. Sonic would like just be going around the TV screen. I've got most of these somewhere in this house. Okay. Okay, now we've actually got an interesting one. So I'm going to set these off to the side. I'm going to be careful with this Barbie because, like I said, she was recalled, and that, to some collectors, makes her valuable. From a Fox Kids series that I saw very little of, and it just came flooding back to me when I saw this, we have Bruno. I remember very little about it. Hey, Christopher Morin, you remember how you were saying that thing about fake binoculars? Check out the wheels. Got ourselves another set of fake binoculars disguised as a car with a kid who's looking off to the side questioningly. 1997. But anyway, I vaguely remember this series premiering on Fox Kids Network back in the day. I would have been 8 years old. Good God. But anyway, Bruno. I know very little about this series other than it was like some little super spy kid who had very little hair. OMG. Oh, right? That's 3 in this one box alone. Okay. Oh, we got another TY, and I don't know who it is because the tags are both missing. It's the Pelican, whatever his name was. If you know, leave it in the comment section down below, please, and thanks you. Put that one over there. Here's a couple of classics, some nice throwbacks. If you know this tune, you know who the toy is that I'm about to pick up. Dun 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 dun. One is a genius, the other's insane. It's Pinky and the Brain. They're dinky, they're Pinky and the Brain, 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 brain. Nerf, dun 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 dun. Wow. But yes, we have Pinky and the Brain in some kind of hamster ball powered tricycle. That is really cool. It'll make a nice replacement for the one I currently have because one of the wheels is like cracked. Set that aside. Actually, no, we'll set it with everything else. And speaking of Tiny Toons, like I was talking about earlier, we have Babs and Buster Bunny. No relation. 1994, Warner Brothers, and I think this was actually, yes, it was. This is part of the same set as that Ronald McDonald and the Barbie. Double check myself here. Yep. These would all interlock into a big train. And now you know. All right, now what's left? What is left? We have Tigger from Winnie the Pooh with an actual kind of fuzzy belly, which is kind of weird to me. Are you a Burger King toy, Happy Meal toy? It just says made in China. Yeah, there's Tigger. The tops are made of the rubber. The bottoms are made of the springs. The fancy, 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 fun, 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 fun. The wonderful, wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. And no, I'll never stop embarrassing myself doing stuff like that. Okay, and we have Doc of the Seven Dwarfs. And we have Gwen. Was it Gwen? The girl from Danny Phantom? I can't remember. Still sealed in the baggie. We have from the Star Wars prequel series, prequel trilogy, Luke Skywalker. least I think that's Luke. Let's see, not intended for, recommended for, well, toys not for resale, keep bag, blah, blah, blah. And it comes with a trading card. Yeah, it looks like it has a trading card with it, but it is absolutely squished from being in the bag with the toy for so long. Not that y'all can see it. Oh, wait, maybe if I turn it this way. You see right there with Vader sticking out? Okay. Then, oh, good gravy. From Disney's The Country Bears movie, we have one of the Country Bears. Let me see if I can't turn him around in the packaging so we can get a look at his face. He's squished all the way up into that corner there. Let's see, does it say which one? Zeb Zuber. So we got Zeb Zuber, everybody. Oh God, Big Head Luke. I agree wholeheartedly. All right, so the main thing that I found in this box, which is now empty, just showing y'all, there's nothing left in there, that I thought was like just so cool, is another one of these McDonald's toys that I got when I was a little kid, or at least we had one of these when I was little. Now, in some of my videos, y'all may have seen a very odd looking microphone, which looks like this, which is emblazoned with the word Nickelodeon right there. Part of this same line was this next item that I have just found in the box. The Nickelodeon water squirter / whistle. So what you would do with this bad boy, see there's Nickelodeon written in the slime right there, is you would plunk the end down in water, plunk, and pull up on this handle. It would load it up, and then, like a bug sprayer, you'd spray water at people. And also, like I said, the trumpet on the end, which is also emblazoned with the Nickelodeon logo, you would blow through it, and you would like use these little holes in the top to make it make different sounds. I'm not putting this thing up to my mouth. I'm just going to blow at it. But yeah, I haven't had one of these things since I was a kid. And you'd think in all the years of my collecting and stuff that I would have picked one up somewhere. And I think I did for a little bit. But again, money situations, I wound up having to sell it with a bunch of other things. But it's cool to have two of the pieces of that set together again. I believe. Oh, you had the squirt whistle too, Chris? Nice. But I believe other pieces in this set were a Kids' Choice Awards blimp they would blow into, and it had like two weird wheels on the side with pictures on it that would go like, whoo, whoo. It would like spin louder and higher the harder you blew into it. And there was a little like hand clapper that was also shaped kind of like a gun. So you'd pull on the trigger and the hands would go like, and it had like the Nickelodeon logo in the square behind the hands. And there were a couple more from that set, but I cannot remember for the life of me right this second. And unfortunately, the thing that I was hoping was in here, the thing that went with this, was not actually in there. I'm thinking this might actually be a McNugget Buddies piece, and this is a different piece entirely, because this one has 1985 Parker Brothers written on it, and this one looks like it should, and I believe does actually rather nicely fit on a McNugget Buddy. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think actually this would be the wrong McNugget Buddy, because I've seen pictures of the one that's supposed to be wearing the firefighter outfit, and he had a mustache. Regardless, I'm just going to put the whole outfit together on this one. So now he's Scuba Dan, the firefighter. Dun 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 dun. Done. And if you want to get really creative, you can put him in that weird little bodysuit, and now he has hands and feet. Isn't that sweet? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This was basically just the entirety of this whole video was just to kind of showcase the stuff that I got and kind of go through all that stuff in the box. But the main reason, as I started off saying, was to tell y'all a nice little childhood story about McDonald's pails that time forgot. McDonald's has made some interesting stuff over the years, and well, I understand why they don't make a lot of the stuff they used to make anymore. Times change, the world changes, people change. But some things, some nice little nostalgic pieces like these, I wish that they would just bring back for 1 year, whether it be one of the pumpkins, whether it be the McWitch, the ghost, something. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think I am actually going to wrap this up here, unless any of y'all have any questions. I'll go ahead and wait a couple minutes to see if there's any. Very good stream today. Well, thank you very much, ZeroFox09. But if anyone's got any questions, one of those is a glowing bucket, right? Maybe? I think if any of them would glow, I think it's this one because it's got that kind of a color to it. So on that note, let's actually figure that out real quick. I'm going to take out my cell phone from my pocket, and I'm going to turn on the flashlight feature. I'm going to shine it on the bucket, and we will see if it glows after the fact. So get ready. Right there. And we take it away. I'm being dumb. Hold on a sec. I'm going to turn out the light. It's going to get dark in here for a second, and then I'm going to try that again. Step over the boxes and reach for the light switch, which thankfully does not have any spiders on it. Okay. Stepping back. All right. Now we do the thing. She's all lit up. And then nothing. Maybe the other one does. Where did I put her? Okay, leave that on the side of the bucket for a second. And nope, I guess not. It definitely must have been the ghost then. All right, let me turn the light back on and we'll finish up the stream properly. I hope. So I should probably turn this off before I blind someone. Yeah. There. All right, everyone. Thank you all so very much for coming back and tuning in for another episode. I do, in fact, truly appreciate it, and all of you. If you like what you've seen here today, feel free to click on that jack-o'-lantern whenever it pops up on the screen. I think it'll do that when I'm wrapping up the stream. And with that said, oh, wait a minute. I just noticed a little detail that I'd forgotten about. The witches on their hats have like a little ye olde belt buckle right there in the front. I had completely forgotten about that. Check that out. All right, so now with that, thank you all so very much for watching. This is your old pal Oxlamation saying, Cowabunga. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later, everyone. Where is it? Toodle toot.